What's the deal, everybody? Welcome back to Old School Ballin'. I hope you guys enjoyed. What I mean, I'm lost for words already. How do we even start? It was a There was a total lunar eclipse last night. I hope you were able to see that. Uh, Definitely a rare circumstance. Really cool. Just a sight to behold. So I hope you all were keen and aware enough to just look up and be able to see that in the sky. If you didn't, maybe you caught the total solar eclipse that we saw yesterday in basketball. I'm speaking about none other than the Phoenix Suns. Totally eclipsed, straight eclipsed by the Dallas Mavericks. And then we also saw the defending champs taken out by the Boston Celtics. I would have never seen this coming, this outcome. I didn't think Boston had it in them, just to be quite frank, to be honest. Um, I just, I'm in shock still. So, we got these young up and coming teams, former dynasties, trying to battle back into it. Uh, well, let's start here in the East, where the Milwaukee Bucks were dismantled. I mean, straight dismantled by the Boston Celtics. It started off, Lopez was playing some old school paint penetration basketball. Uh, the Bucks were crowding the paint with multiple players, rebounding. Giannis Antetokounmpo was balling out in the first quarter, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. It looked like everything was going good. I mean, Lopez's size and strength, he had that soft touch around the basket. But the Celtics played with sheer willpower. I mean, they tied it up at 30, and Horford hit it up with the Shaquille O'Neal two-hand punctuation slam. I mean, Marcus Smart was coming in with the jams. Jaylen Brown was going off to secure the third quarter lead. And that was a wrap. I mean, it just got ugly from there. The Boston Celtics it was complete domination like I would have never seen coming. Uh, Hats off to the Boston Celtics for what they accomplished. Again, dismantling the champs with ease. It just looked unreal. I mean, the score was outrageous. But let's come back over here to, if you watch this game, the Phoenix and Dallas game, and you can see, I mean, this was two game sevens, in domination. That just don't seem right, man. Like, I don't even know how that's possible. First one, this one, the Milwaukee versus Celtics, that was the Boston were at home. They were defending home court, and Milwaukee wasn't able to pull through. So that can make a little bit more sense. But over here in Phoenix, there was this little bit of a foreshadowing. I don't know if you caught it. I wrote this down. I thought it was very strange. But when you watch this game, the Phoenix versus Dallas game, they opened up with a little statistic that stated 77% of the home teams win Game 7. But you have number 77 in the building. That was not a good sign to me. I saw that coming, man. So 77% of the home teams win Game 7. But in Game 7 right here, we got number 77. Dude, it was not pretty. So in a Game 7, the number one team in the NBA scored as much as Luka Doncic had in the first half. It was turnovers galore, breaks for days. It was just sloppy basketball, man. They came in. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. There's a new sheriff in town. The Mavericks were on fire, and they came through, guns blazing. So again, we had a total eclipse of the Suns. The Dallas Mavericks came through like they owned the court in their home building. The fans bounced out early. It was not a pretty picture whatsoever. So let's take a look over here. Start this out here in the West. Um, Let me just say this is not a typo. They were down by 40 points. They just looked discouraged. It was ugly, dude. Let's just keep it simple for folks to understand. This was ugly. 123-90. The fans were leaving the stands. They just wouldn't even. The announcers tried to get them to rally in the valley. They weren't having it. Nobody was getting up off their seat. They weren't supporting their team anymore. It just seemed all hope was lost. I mean, and usually the Suns fans aren't like that, man. They're usually up or down. They ride with their team. So this was a shootout, and like I said, the Mavs are on fire, man. Look at the star comparison here. Devin Booker, 23.4 points. This is for the series. As you can see, it states here on NBA.com where we get all our official criticism and review. Always get your information directly from the source of basketball, NBA.com. Scoop up that app if you don't already have it. Check out the website where we are here. 5.3 rebounds, 4.6 assists. Luka Doncic, 32.6, 9.9 rebounds, 7.0 assists. So this was finally, like I said, I wasn't too keen on the Dallas Mavericks, but especially Luka. I just haven't liked his attitude and the things that he kind of does in previous games, but he has definitely matured into a more solid role on this team and allowed his team to be there, and he's there for them. So they've developed that synergy that is essential for a winning style of play, which you can see. But he definitely caught my attention because the things that he's always been a great a player of high skill, but the things that he was performing with ease last night, like at the arc, between the legs, spin around, fade away three, like come on, man. Like I was just like, nah, did he just do that? He did. He was backing in, calling out Ayton. He's called out the whole team, backing in Ayton, posting him up, spin away, fade away at the free throw line. It was unreal. And then Dinwiddie, Spencer Dinwiddie came through, burning on fire. He was determined to win. You can see it in his demeanor and play. Spencer Dinwiddie was balling out, and of course Jalen Brunson, as always, man. He took some mean shots to the grill piece. And then this is really what did it for me, man. You see this picture here where they had, you can see Dirk. Dirk was in the game, man. He was right there supporting his team, man. He made the little journey. I mean, Phoenix ain't too far away. He said, yeah, that ain't too far, man. I'll be there. And that just goes to show a lot. A legend when legends of the previous, teams that won the championship for your franchise come to support you, man. That says everything about the franchise. That just says everything about the real support being there, man. And just the way for him to be there and experience that complete domination. It just makes every statement possible. So you see Dallas never trails and leads by as many as 46 en route to toppling the top-seeded Suns. So again, now I can't further emphasize anymore the number one seed in a Game 7. In a Game 7 at home. Destroyed. These were 2 Game 7s, and like to see these kind of outcomes, I mean, it just shows who really wanted it more. And you can just see all over the face, like every single, like the face of the Suns, man. It was just not their night. And what a night. I mean, by far the best team in basketball all season long. This is what you play for all season, to get this chance in a Game 7, to have this home court advantage, but to be dismantled in those circumstances, under those conditions, is just unreal. So hats off to the Dallas Mavericks. Spencer Dinwiddie balling, Luka Doncic balling, Jalen Brunson balling, and I really like I really like what Powell brings to the table too, man. He's a really good player coming in, solidifying that paint dominance. He gives them that pick and roll game. I really think that he's a solid, you know, contribution to their team. So again, you see Luka Doncic scores 33 points. Dallas holds Phoenix at 39.7 shooting, setting up the winner at go home game 7. It just, I mean, it was all Mavs. I mean, they the Suns didn't even have a chance, no chance whatsoever, the entire game. The shots were just not falling. It was just bad turnovers, poor passes, and that's the thing, man. It was just messy, straight messy. Let's just take a quick look at the box score here. You can see the Phoenix Suns, 104 points. Oh, this is the series stats. So let's just take an overall look at everything. So the Dallas Mavericks outscored them. They didn't get more rebounds, which was surprising because they just kind of played that run and gun game. They had less assists. They had more steals, less blocks, 15.3 turnovers versus 11.7. And then they even shot lower from the field. So when you look at the overall series as a whole, it looks like, it looks like Phoenix beat them, but the Mavs were able to make it happen when it counts. So Luka Doncic was still the number one overall lead in scorer versus 23.4 here for Devin Booker. Ayton, 8.1, and this is surprising to me. 9.9 rebounds for Luka, leading the series. So he's really, I mean, look at this, Luka. Like, damn, 7 assists. He really puts his imprint on the game, and he's everywhere. So I don't know how he does it. he's in the right place at the right time every time. And Chris Paul, man, just fell off. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It just seemed really strange. But JaVale McGee, I think they could have probably played him a little bit more. He could have gave them a little stronger foundation down low. So each averaging about a block, McGee and Cleveland. You can see the Phoenix Suns here, all green besides this one little corner. But you see, this is what I'm talking about, 9 for 27. So that's ineffective. Like, even though it's 33.3, it's a third, exactly a third. It's still, they're pretty efficient in what they do, but everybody loves this shot. I don't know why. It's just like become the most famous shot in the game at the moment. This corner three. Look, man, this is just a small portion of the court. Look at all the rest of this area you have, man. You don't have to focus all your intentions like this team did. I mean, 17 of 35 and 19 of 40, but they shot it almost at 50%. So, I mean, they were highly efficient from the field. Not as quite as efficient as the Suns here are from the mid range, but you can see they got a pretty even distribution of shots. .1 right here from the top of the key, from the top of the arc. Let's see, what is that? 40% here from the top of the key, 40% and 65 here in the paint, in the restricted area. Roughly about the same numbers here. Yeah, roughly the same numbers. 44% here, just a little bit better here from. This is pretty much where Devin Booker and Chris Paul, where I would say most elite players kind of focus their intents right here in this circle here at the free throw line. So the starters here, Cameron Johnson, man. I think Cameron Johnson and Mikal Bridges have a real bright future here with the Suns in basketball in general. Just great team players. I mean, look at them. They're effective from the free throw line. Only one that is not was Ayton here, 57.1 from the free throw line. But look at Devin Booker, 88.9. Chris Paul, 91. Jay Crowder, 81. Cameron Johnson, 94. Mikal, 100. JaVale, 100. Bismack, 50. Landry, 75. So for the majority of their squad, they're effective from the field too. 43, 58, 55, 45, 46, 40, 58. I mean, 71, 40. They're a pretty effective. Cameron Payne didn't get as much playtime, really, in this series, which was kind of a surprise. Um, but let's go over here to the points. 23, 15, 13. Chris Paul definitely fell off. 11, 10, 9, and 5 only for McGee. So I think they could have utilized him just a little bit more. Let's take a look here at the Mavs. Their starting five, field goal attempts, 24, and that's really good. That's his average. That's what I'm saying. That's really where they brought down his usage rate. For Doncic, I think that was the key factor, especially when you have a coach like Jason Kidd, who is a former player and a former all-star point guard, who really knows that you can't be holding the ball too damn much, man. You got to get rid of that thing. You got to set your teammates up